There's power in swearing. There's power in words. There's power in breaking the mould, bending expectations, and shattering the invisible walls that were never mine to obey. Because language is energy, expression is freedom, and I'm done filtering myself for the comfort of others. I flow, I shift, I command. And people listen, not just to my words, not just to the sound, but to something deeper, to the unshakable presence beneath every syllable, to the raw energy behind every expression. Because it's not about the words, it's about the truth they carry. I own my truth fully, unapologetically, effortlessly, because for too long I played by the rules I never wrote. Rules that taught me to hesitate, to hold back, to shrink. And shrinking is death. Death of expression, death of presence, death of power. Not anymore. Because every moment I'm choosing to release the rules that no longer serve me. Every belief I once held that kept me small, gone. Every restriction I once followed that muted my voice, released. I give myself permission to speak, to shout, to whisper, to feel. To be unapologetically, magnetically, irresistibly me. And the irony, the moment I stop trying to be liked, admired, accepted, I become unforgettable. Because people, they don't remember what I say. They remember how I make them feel. And I make them feel something real. I shake them awake. I disrupt the noise. Cut through the static. Make an impact. Because I am impact. And impact doesn't apologize. It moves, it shifts, it transforms. I am transformation. Because I see it now. How every rule I once followed, every belief I once obeyed, was just a way to feel safe. Safe from judgment. Safe from rejection. Safe from the fear that if I was fully, undeniably myself, I wouldn't be accepted. But now I know the truth. I don't need acceptance. I don't need permission. I own my permission. And the moment I own that, truly own it, the world responds. People lean in. They listen. They feel me. Because I'm here. I'm present. I'm alive. And this is my moment. To speak, to feel, to own it all. Unfiltered. Unapologetic. Unstoppable. Me. Because there's power in swearing. Power in breaking the rhythm. Power in disrupting expectation. Shaking the air. And making people stop. Listen. Feel. Because expression isn't just about words. It's about energy. It's about flow. It's about knowing exactly when to pierce through the noise with a single, raw, unfiltered moment of truth. And I own that power. I own my expression. I own my voice. Fully, unapologetically, completely. Because the only sin is dullness. The only failure is hesitation. And I do not hesitate. I shift, I adapt. I flow from intensity to intrigue, from fire to stillness, from command to mystery. Because that is what captivates. That is what moves people. That is what makes me magnetic, unforgettable, undeniable. Because charisma, it isn't about what I say. It's about how I make them feel. And the secret, the moment I stop trying to be liked, I become irresistible. The moment I stop filtering myself, I become unforgettable. The moment I break free, fully, from the rules that were never mine, I become unstoppable. Because for too long, I lived inside a cage built by my own beliefs. Rules I didn't choose, limits I didn't question, fears I didn't challenge. And I didn't even realize it. I just followed. I just obeyed. I just accepted if I stayed quiet. If I fit in. If I kept myself small, I'd be safe. Safe from rejection. Safe from judgment. safe from feeling too much. So I disconnected, I checked out. I lived in daydreams instead of reality, floating through life, instead of grabbing it by the throat and making it mine. But that illusion, it's over. Because now I see it for what it is. A set of invisible chains I never had to wear. A script I never had to read. A lie I never had to believe. And the moment I see the illusion, I can break it. I break the rules. I break the limits. I break free. And as I do, everything opens. Because when I let go of control, I gain real control. Not the kind that suppresses, restricts, shuts down, but the kind that unleashes. And suddenly, I'm everywhere, in every room, in every conversation, in every mind, long after I leave, because I'm impossible to ignore. I now install this new truth deep in my being. Expression is my birthright. Intensity is my power. Authenticity is my charisma. And I never need to apologize for any of it. I'm not afraid to feel. I'm not afraid to speak. I'm not afraid to own my space, my presence, my existence. Because when I own myself fully, the world follows my lead. I make them feel something real. I make them remember me. I make them crave my energy, my words, my presence. Because I'm no longer just existing, I'm commanding. I move through life effortlessly, smoothly, fearlessly, because I trust myself completely. The more I trust, the more I let go. The more I let go, the more powerful I become. The more powerful I become, the more magnetic, electric, and undeniably alive that I feel. I can swear, I can whisper, I can provoke, I can intrigue, I can break the rhythm and shift the energy at will because I own it all. No fear, no hesitation, no doubt, because this is my new reality. And I live it fully, unapologetically, effortlessly. This is who I am now. The world can't take its eyes off me.